Hey, welcome to Two Blurred Girls. I'm Tamika, and that's Tamara. Half of Tamara. That's good enough, Tamara.
Half, get half of my face
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm on
good
my
enough.
so I prop it up or stuff or anything. So you get half of my face, and you see Wonder Woman boyfriend up there with Cheetah.
Oh, oh, yes, yes, I see it. Good job, Tamara. But yeah,
I'm in the
we've been a
bedroom.
yeah. Go ahead.
I say I'm in my bedroom, so
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's good enough for us, the viewers.
yes.
We've been away, mostly trips and family stuff and
Mhm.
sicknesses, but we're back. So thank you everyone for your patience. So let's get into the show. We want to do another documentary, and we're going to talk about some highlights from this documentary I found on Discovery Plus about the lost
Mhm.
kingdom of the Black Pharaohs.
Mhm.
Mostly the basis of this documentary is just that Egyptologists and archaeologists are on a dig to find out a new investigation of the secrets of who are these black pharaohs and where did they come from.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much the basis of this documentary. You know,
Mhm.
it's like part history, part you're going on the archaeological. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Dig with, with the scientists as well. So,
And
anything stood out to you?
I just thought it was interesting that think that there were pharaohs in Sudan, and
Mm.
when they said that, I was like, hold on a second, what? So I was confused about that part because, like they said in the documentary, stuff that they were trying to look for, they didn't. It seemed like they didn't want people to know that there was a kingdom that had black. There's nothing but black people. So I just thought that part was interesting and
Yeah.
stuff, and also how the pyramids and how things came about and how and everything. And the crazy thing is that they were finding all this stuff during it was very dangerous, There was like a war, like climate change, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on in there.
Mm.
It's like it makes me want to know more, you, you know, because I feel like there should be more information other than hour and 14, hour and 15 minutes
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. I wish about it. And John Henry came in here and watched it with me, and it's funny when they said black magic. He was like, "Wait, who has magic powers?" He was thinking of Black Panther, and I'm like, "Oh
Oh,
Lord,
gosh.
boy, a little bit." So, and he's actually reading Black Panther, so that was real. I'm like, "Oh God." So he kind of fanboyed a bit, kind of fan. So he thought
Yeah.
it was interesting, but he had to leave because Kaylin said she wanted to read
Oh,
stories.
yes, of course. Yes, yes. Baby K. Yes.
Yeah, gotta listen to the toddler.
But yeah, you bring up an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
Because the black pharaohs are they're mostly from Kush, which is in
Yeah,
Sudan,
yeah, like this,
Kushites,
yeah,
and
the
it
Kushites.
these pharaohs come from the 25th dynasty in
Mm-hmm.
Egypt that we don't really hear too much about because in this, when you go to school, you hear about the ancient Egyptians and
Mm-hmm.
all about King Tut and
Mm-hmm.
everybody, and then you think, oh, you hear, you used to hear these stories, right, from like
Mm-hmm.
these Afrocentric people growing up, and they were like, Egyptians were black, blah blah blah. And I didn't really know the race of Egyptians. I was just like, what are they talking about? And they were like black pharaohs, black
Yeah.
kings. And I was like, these people are crazy. But what you talked about, how
Mhm.
there was this Egyptologist in 1917, and he did go
Mhm.
to let's see, he went to Kerma, I believe.
Mhm.
George Reisner, he was the first to discover the site in Kerma,
Yeah.
and he went there and he found like all these things like the civilization and these ruins and everything else. And of course,
Mhm.
like they said, he took basically the gold and the pretty stuff and left
Mhm.
all the other stuff behind, but he never went public with what he found. And that was due
It's
to the
because of dark skin.
racist, yeah, the racist views at the time, even in the Egyptian studies. And
Yeah. Cause
that just made me think about what other um what other moments in history or that we don't know about that people have not reported and
right.
just hidden. So
Right.
that's why we don't know anything about these black pharaohs, the 25th dynasty, because they were white Egyptologists that found out about them. But because of the mindset at the time, they were writing like, I found this great civilization, and I know it was in Sudan, but it was built by the Egyptians because Africans can't be that smart to build a civilization. So they just erase their
Maybe that's the reason
accomplishments from history.
why. That's the reason why they don't think that Egypt is in Africa, because
Yes, that whole thing.
they're saying and not Egyptian, like an Egyptians, and they think Egyptians and African people, not realizing that they're the same people. Because after you learn more that the Egyptians was trying to take property, but they said, "Ha ha, we got you." So they pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's just like it's just something that, people to know that darker skinned people conquer the people. But me personally, I felt like the Egyptians were more like Kalen's complexion and
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
like me, like
Yeah.
in between kind of thing. And that's what I would, because of course, back in the day, people always picked white people, and
Mhm.
most definitely Elizabeth Taylor does not have the right complexion. But later on in the years, they got brown skinned women who kind of look like players, actual Egyptians. And then when you watch, look at Layla, she's Egyptian and she has the same Kaylin and same hair texture as Kaylin. So that's what they look like. They
Yeah.
basically. That's
Yeah. Oh, you cutting in and out a little bit too. But
it's probably because of how I have my tablet. Sorry.
oh no, I was gonna say I read something recently about the DNA of Egyptians.
Mhm.
I think they said Cleopatra, like you said, it was a mixture. Like I think she had like a Greek type thing to her, or Mediterranean is how they
Mhm.
viewed the Egyptians. Maybe some
Yeah.
black, some African, but like a Mediterranean type thing, because
Mhm.
they viewed their neighbors, who I think the Kushites were in the southern region of Egypt
Mhm.
or lower
Mhm.
Egypt. They viewed them as barbarians,
Right.
and they viewed themselves, the Egyptians, as superior to them.
Guys,
So they were
they got
neighbors.
Kushites.
Yeah, they were neighbors. They were really close together, and they intermarried. They intermarried,
Yep.
and they were neighbors, and they used the same now. you know. So it just breeds this suspicion that they have for one another. You know, like the
Mhm.
Egyptians saw themselves as superior.
Mhm.
And they had all this European influence, like it's a guy named Alexander the Great, you
Yeah,
know, coming
Alexander the
in,
Great.
European influence. And you see
Mhm.
all these ancient civilizations, and you hear about all the great works they do. And that gets, I assume that gets back to Europe, and the Europeans, I
Mhm.
assume at this time, write the history, you know.
Mhm.
So is it was just really fascinating to me. Like we always talked about, whoever controls the history, that's how. Well, I just messed up what I was gonna say. He who writes history controls it, or something like that. So
Mhm.
if there's a dominant party that, like, they know about history, or there's something they left out of history, they
Mhm.
could put that in the history books and just make up the story as they want to. And that's what happened with this 25th dynasty of the Kushites. They were left out of history,
Yeah, there's
because if they reported
like
them, then, you know. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just saying like there's a lot of things that they have left out history books, and then it's not just the Black Pharaohs, but pretty much that you learn about history. Like it seems like they trying to cover up like what really happened because it probably felt like it's too controversial to talk about it. But if you don't, if you tell the truth, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And you can't like if the truth comes out, then people are gonna get upset about it. So it's just like I really like the fact that we was able to watch this documentary and get a better understanding because now we see why why a lot of people are saying that the pharaohs were black. Ah,
Tara, you might as well show your face. You might as well show your face. I can't hear you. You're going in and out.
it's my I'm on my tablet. I think I'm holding a microphone or something. This better. I
You were
don't
making good
know.
points. You were making good points.
Yeah, I'm on my tablet, guys. I don't feel like getting my computer. Can you still hear me?
Oh, we heard a little bit of what you were saying. You were making some good points, though.
Damn it. Okay.
Just repeat it.
Repeat it again.
Yeah,
Ah, shit.
it
Um.
was a good point. Repeat it.
Yeah, I was just saying that some of the stuff that they don't put in the history books gets too controversial or something like
Hmm.
that. So it's not just it's just pretty much a lot of things. So it's like people want to know the truth. So if you don't tell them what it really is, so I'm just glad that we were able to, and we also see why people back in the day were saying, "Oh, there's black." It's like, oh, psh, you lying, you crazy. We don't know what you're talking about. And then you're like, oh, now I see why you said it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember having a great aunt, not a great aunt, but whatever she was to me. She had like, you know how sometimes the older people would have like Egyptian um art, but it's black people, and they have
Yeah,
like black kings, black queens. It's like they knew
yeah,
before we did, and they
mm-hmm.
probably just didn't even dig this deep into the history, but they just knew somehow that there were black pharaohs. And like you said, you hear these people, and we grew up with just Afrocentric people, and they would say they're black pharaohs, they're black this, they're black that, and we just brushed it off because all we knew from school was King Tut. And
Yeah,
all the other
King
people and
Tut
the images we saw was, like you said, Elizabeth Taylor, Cleopatra, and Nefertiti, and all this other stuff. And
lighter versions
yeah, lighter
of what they
skin.
really look like. Like it was lighter
Yeah,
skin look like, because technically, like when you put my daughter person, you would think that she's Egyptian, but she's not.
yeah. You look at the
That's
Egyptians today; they kind of look like that. There's a
yeah,
mixture,
yeah.
like
And
how
where
you see a Mediterranean. They're kind of like how the
yeah,
Egyptians look.
it seems like we were bamboozled, you know,
Hmm.
hoodwinked and all
You are.
that stuff. Like we was like and the thing is like people are gonna make the truth worse than what it really is, and they're gonna over truth and nothing but the truth. But it's just like I don't know. It just from the beginning instead of just being like, well, I guess I can we're just racist back in the day, but still, just try to your best to be like black people were like this. They're superior. They can't do that. So
Well,
I
also
just feel
too was eugenics, like how science said that Africans, like the brain and the skull of the African is smaller than the European. So you got
mm-hmm.
that in the play, and then you got the Egyptologists. Like I said, George Reisner went to Kerma and he saw these accomplishments, but he didn't document that. He was like, no, I went to Kerma. There's no Africans who built this civilization or anything like that because Africans aren't intelligent. So you got all
Yeah,
that supremacy that's coming into science and history. And these
right.
are the things that we are taught in our textbooks now. So you don't really know that there are Africans in Egypt. I mean, it's easy. That's why that's been going on for a decade, where one person would say Egypt's not in Africa, and
Right.
people say, "Oh, okay," and people were believing that for a decade until
Mm-hmm.
they finally looked at the map. So it's just like I said, just whoever has the power to control history, they control the narrative.
Right.
And you got people for decades thinking that Egypt is not in Africa. And
Mm-hmm.
then when they say it is, they're like, oh, it's Northern Africa, not Africa, Africa.
Then what's the difference? Africa is Africa. Like you get those people, man who's Moroccan, and
Yeah.
he tells me that he's a real African. He's what I'm saying, and he
Hmm.
might be lighter than I am, but he's more African than me.
Hmm.
People be so stupid. Like you clearly can see it on the map there.
Yeah.
Why are you dumb?
Mm.
It's
They
like
just believe what people tell them.
ah, I can't. Like really, I can't. I can't. I'm just gonna hug. I'm just
That's why I
gonna hug
said,
my
Tamara,
face.
for decades, people were just thinking that because a
I'm just gonna hug
scientist
my
said it.
face.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
just gonna hug
so the real
my face.
question is, how did this black civilization, which was the Kushites, how did they rule Egypt but were erased from history? And we talked about how they were erased from history, and now we got to talk about how did they rule Egypt. And I think in the documentary it said that mostly there was a weak link in Egypt, and at the time, like the governments were crumbling, the
Mm-hmm.
empire was crumbling, and everything. Or I guess we go back because at first Egypt, like I said, they were working side by side using the
Yeah,
Nile River.
and
So at some
also
point,
the
like they said,
interracial.
yeah, yeah, interracial marriages and trading. But at some
Mhm.
point, I think they say in the 18th dynasty, that's when one of the rulers decided to conquer the royal kingdom of Kerma. And that's when
Mhm.
they conquered and destroyed and burnt all their stuff and then enslaved them or whatever, or working slaves or
Mhm.
indentured servitude, whatever. I still think they enslaved them. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
It's
that's how.
possibility that they were the ones.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Too. It's not just them. It was they probably were the ones too. It was like a mixture of the Jews and them.
Yeah. Oh, yes, 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 yes.
That's what
Yeah,
I think.
Egyptians did.
That's my
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Egyptians did that too. Yeah. Yeah, they
Mhm.
had the Jews and they probably had some of the Cushites as well.
Mhm.
Or I don't know when the Jews were enslaved by the Egyptians. I don't know if it was
Right.
earlier or the Cushites were before the Jews, but you're right, they
But
were.
they did say it's in the Bible. Situation is
Yeah,
in the Bible. I forgot what
yeah. There's
Bible.
evidence, archaeology evidence of it too.
Yeah, they. I forgot. Did they say
Genesis,
King?
Exodus,
No, Genesis or Exodus. It was in the Old Testament. I'm not
Exodus.
sure if he said. I don't know. I have to go back and watch it again because
Okay.
they mentioned, um, and his name is in the Bible.
Ramses.
I think, but it was somebody that they said that if you go back and read the Bible, there, so basically what happened in Africa or around Egypt and the Kushites.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
So the Bible is history, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not really, but
You.
still.
Yeah. It's history. Yep. History and life. That's what I
Mhm.
think. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But anyway. But yeah, so we see that the Egyptians in the 18th dynasty took over the Kushites and enslaved them and burnt all their civilizations and all that other stuff.
Mhm.
So you want to think the like I said, the question is, so how did the Kushites flip the script on the Egyptians? And in the
Right.
documentary, it said, and I'm not really good at the whole numbering thing, but I think it said 1070 BC. Um,
Mhm.
the Egyptian government was collapsing, so there was
Yeah.
cracks in this powerful foundation, and the rulers were going away, and Egypt at this time were ruled by priests, and the priests reached
Mhm.
out to um, I think the Cushites, because the Cushites they claim divine kingship power through the cult of Amun. I'm saying
A
that
moon
wrong.
or something.
But yeah, and that's what the Egyptians claim,
Mhm.
and the Cushites claim that. So when they claim that power, the priests saw that as influential, and one thing led to another, and they were following them. And then that's how the Cushites stepped in to take over Egypt
Mhm.
because at the time, like I said, Egypt was weak and they needed leadership. So the Cushites, they ran to their neighbors and the Cushites said, okay, we'll take over from here. And
Right. About the symbol,
they
the
ruled.
serpent,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the two serpents.
the serpent on the, like whenever you remember seeing the thing. I think they were saying like when they was trying to conquer the Kushite, they saw a mountain that looks like a serpent that on his hat, and I forgot how they like what it
Oh,
was called.
yeah, I forgot that too, but I know that they have a symbol of a cobra on
Yeah,
the Egyptians.
hat
Um,
like
whatever
the
that's
Pharaoh.
called. Yeah, and then the Kushites, they adopted some of what the Egyptians did, but made it their own too. So they had, I think, two cobras. Their rulers had
Mm-hmm.
two cobras, and like I said, the Amon, however you pronounce it, the Egyptians worshipped him, but also the Kushites used him and added their traditions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so when they were in Egypt, they built um, like pyramids and they took over and everything else. And this began the 25th dynasty and it lasted for a century. And a few kings. I tried my best to pronounce their names, Kashta
I
and Tienki.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Did you say the Kushites cobras on their crown for pharaohs?
yeah, it's like two cobras, and the Egyptians used one, but the
Okay.
Kushites used two.
Okay. Go on your computer, go under a new tab, and look at his thing.
Oh,
Just share
for who?
the screen. King
Oh, who?
Tut.
Which one? Oh, King Tut. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. I see where you're going.
That he
Wait,
was a
is
Kushite.
that a serpent or what is that on top of his head?
I don't know. Snakes.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can.
There's one,
Can
another
I
one up there.
blow this up some? Let's see. That looks like I like how they don't really. Uh, Come on, King Tut. Give me
Because if
some
you look at
images.
Ramses,
Give me them images, King
he
Tut.
only
Come.
has one. Because Ramses has one
Ah,
serpent.
okay.
If you go
Yeah.
under, if you search under Ramses, one cobra his on
Whoops.
his But if you search for King Tut, he has two.
What am I doing?
I
I was
think
trying to share.
you're
Yeah, I was
trying to
trying
share
to
your
share.
screen.
Yeah. Is this it? Okay. Scroll down to continue. Okay. Can you see that?
Hold on. Let me get out of what I'm in.
Oh,
No, I
oh, oh.
can't.
Oh, okay. Here we
No,
go.
I can see
We just coming back, everybody.
it.
Okay, that looks
It's
like I know
two.
that's a cobra, but that looks like a turkey. I don't know. That doesn't look like a cobra. It looks like some type of bird.
Yeah. Well, if you look at um Ramses and Hemotep, let's look at him
Okay.
because Hemotep has one as well.
So which one you want me to look at? Ramses?
Yeah, yeah, Ramses.
All right. Ramses. Um There's Ramses the second.
He's in second.
Are there any pictures of them? I think you just see statues. I guess the statue is good enough.
Yeah.
Mm, The internet is like really slow right now. But whoop, there you go. Okay. All right. Share screen. Sorry for the people that's listening. We're trying to describe everything we can. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're looking at a
So you
statue
see,
of Ramses the Second.
now you see his.
Yeah, I see one
So
cobra.
compare his to King. Compare his to King Tut's.
Oh,
Like try to put them side by side. This thing.
not sure how to. Ramses. Do they have a side by side comparison over here? Don't look like they do. But ye- yeah, I don't see a side by side here.
Oh man.
Well,
On
but
their
I think
on their
yeah,
crowns.
like I said, it just hold on. I can look up King Tut crown. See what that tells me. Oh boy. Oh, what was see? People ask this too. What's that on his crown?
Dress.
Da, 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 da. Are they gonna tell me what it is? Oh, they want me to read it. Oh, this from the 18th dynasty. So that was around the time that they invaded the Kushites.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. So I just need the basic facts. Oh, I can stop sharing. Nobody wants to see
Yeah.
Wikipedia. We only go to Wikipedia for quick stuff, but we don't use it for papers, children. Okay. Are they gonna tell me what it is or no? Do I have to read? And I should have did this before. Oh, vulture. See, it's a cobra and a vulture.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are you sure? Because you think sometimes they just say that.
That that did look like a bird. Like the guy behind us who I oops. Well, anyway, you can only see it from here. But the guy
Oh
behind us, he
yes.
has two cobras.
Yeah.
And I saw a beak on King Tut's crown. A
So he's
beak
not really
of
a Kush.
bird.
So he
No,
was a true
I don't
Egyptian.
think he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but the Kush, like I said, they adopted some of the Egyptians, but then they added their own culture to it, and
Mm-hmm.
we're still figuring out the culture of the Kushites. And I didn't really dig too deep into it, but I know that they adopted some of the Egyptian practices like burials and royal regalia, and they made it their own with their own gods and religious traditions as well.
Mm.
But yeah, so the Kush they invaded or not invaded, but they ruled Egypt for a century, and it was prosperous, and they united Lower and Upper Egypt together, and they were doing a good job until they got ran out by the Assyrians. So when the Assyrians came, then that's when the whole dynasty 25th dynasty was ending, which they said it was
Mm-hmm.
671 BC. That's what they say in the documentary. So when the Syrians came, that's when their reign of the 26th dynasty began. So, but I
Okay.
like I said, I thought the whole thing was interesting. Um, just hearing about this ancient civilization we don't know about, and how everything we've heard was limited. Cleopatra and
Mm-hmm.
King Tut, Nefertiti. Some people probably heard of Hepchet and all those other queens and kings. But
Mm-hmm.
it's I think this study is just beginning. that people are
Yeah.
really digging into, like, what are the ancient Egyptians? And also, are there black pharaohs? And we see that there are because they
Mhm.
dug up statues of them. And I think
Mhm.
in May, the Louvre had an exhibit on the 25th dynasty. So they
Mhm.
exist. There's evidence they exist. Um, there's archaeological. Oh God, I'm having a time with that word. Gigs, and their statues exist. Their statues are on display. So their story in history is coming unearthed, and we're learning about it now. And I think it's pretty cool, and I would like to know more.
I wish it was a little longer
Yeah,
than
me
just.
too.
I wish about it. So
No, I
yeah.
agree. I wish that there was like a part two and a three and a four. But I know
Mhm.
YouTube has some documentaries on it, but it just doesn't seem like it's enough information on it. Or maybe it's gonna come out in a couple years or so. But I would like to follow up on the story and learn more about the 25th dynasty and what else that was hidden. What other
Mhm.
part of their history was hidden, you know?
Mhm. We need to know all of the things.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, I'm excited though about this part of history. Like I'm
Yeah,
excited that those Afrocentric people that we grew up with, they were right. You guys were right, okay?
you're right. You're right.
I'm just excited to learn so much about these I think it was five kings, five
Mhm.
Kushite kings. And I'm excited to learn about them. I'm excited to learn about the Kushite history, um, what they were like. I'm just, I don't know, I'm just fascinated with the fact that they ruled in Egypt and that they built civilizations and they left their mark in Egypt. And it's probably things we thought that the Egyptians built, but the Kushites built them.
Right. Sorry, John Henry just came in.
Hey, John
I'm just
Henry,
trying to read.
what's going on?
He just left. So the Kushites lived in Kush, as Nubia,
Hey, John.
around uh BC, and around 480 was a region in East Africa, and what is today southern Sudan. It was influenced somewhat by their Egyptian neighbors to the north. So
John trying to show out on our podcast. Ain't that cute? He's so cute. Go
hi,
away, John.
John.
Hmm.
So basically, Nubians is probably Kushites. Nubians
Yeah.
equal.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's modern day Sudan is
Yeah,
most of the archaeological. Oh boy.
yeah. They are in the
I'm gonna
Bible,
say it
Kushites
right
are.
tomorrow. I'm not saying it right tonight. Where most of those people that dig for stuff, that's where they
Okay.
go. So modern Sudan is
Mm-hmm.
I guess where most of this is taking place at.
Let's see. Oh, two for Kushites. For instance, characterized by the Kushites, people feared near and far, and a nation mighty and so it's Isaiah. It was Isaiah 18:2. They're in the Bible, and
Oh, is that
I
Isaiah?
had to. Yes.
Cool. I'll look that up.
So this is considered represent reputation in ancient Egypt and East and Gen. general. So Cush is in the Bible, y'all. And
Hmm.
also the Cushites were dark skinned in 1923.
Hmm.
And a couple of Cushites are mentioned in the Bible. Cushite woman,
Hmm.
Numbers 12:1.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can open this up.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Interesting.
So if you search for it, it's in there. So they did say it was in the Bible. Let's see. Moses married a woman in Numbers 12:1, and it was accused of Asbestalon's death to King David 2:18, 20 through 21, and 31 through 32. So other things.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe they were
And you
around the
did say
same. Huh?
it says Cush Devars is named a son of Ham, a son
Oh.
of Noah. Genesis 10:7. Of Cush is mentioned throughout the Old Testament, and the Cushites regular with Israelites.
Hmm. Okay.
So, yep.
So maybe they were around the same time that they were enslaved. The Jews and
Mhm.
the Cushites maybe were enslaved by the Egyptians. I
Yeah.
see. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna dig into that.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, like I say, it's very interesting, and I actually need to see if I can find books on the Black Pharaohs and the Cushites. But
Mhm.
yeah, like all of their history is just now being unearthed, and their
Mhm.
accomplishments. They were rich in agriculture and ceramics. They found in just pieces of their pottery and their
Mhm.
artistry now, and they're on display at museums and such. I
Mhm.
know that it's been hard for the people that dig up things because I don't know why I can't say their name. I know it's been hard for them because of funding, and then in Sudan, there's many wars going on, so it's really hard to get
Mhm.
there to get to those sites to dig up more of the history of the Kushites.
Right. And the thing is that it makes me wonder because you remember the movie, uh, what was it? Because Val Kilmer was the voice of Moses,
Oh, Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt. Yes, you
Yeah,
seen his the Cushite, and her skin color was brown, even though Michelle Pfeiffer was her voice.
I have not seen that movie in such a long time, and it's been on my mind off and on lately. I need to
Let
just
me.
go ahead and look at it.
I thought did a good thing in that movie. 1998. And
1998.
if you, yeah,
It's
and
probably on the Disney Channel too, I think.
I think so. But if you look at their skin tone, skin, and if and they said his wife is a Cushite, so
Huh. Okay.
Miriam
Oh, Miriam was a Cushite?
looks like she's a Cushite,
Oh, wow.
but I
Huh.
don't think she was.
Hmm. Well, their intermarriage, like I said, there was intermarriage between the Cushites and the Egyptians. Um,
Mhm.
before they got into this huge battle.
Mhm.
Um, oh yeah, and also they said the Cushites, most of their wealth, because they said Egyptians were kind of jealous of them too, because they were amassing this wealth. Most of their wealth was from trading, like slaves, gold, and stuff like that. And they used the Nile as a transportation for these
Mhm.
trades. So they were acquiring great wealth too. Um, so yeah, I guess the Egyptians said they gotta go. It's competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I think that's about all I could think about from the documentary. And probably like when Christianity came, some of their some of the Kushite religion and temples were probably further erased, like getting that
Mhm.
away.
Mhm. And I
So
think
like I
they
said,
also said
every
there was like a huge flood that pretty much for
yeah,
was
natural disasters, stuff like that.
yeah, got destroyed by the so
Yeah. Like I said, everything is just not being on earth. And there was so many challenges that took place. Um the to hide their history or to erase their history. So I'm
right.
glad it's all coming out now.
Right.
Yeah. I just hope it's in the history books for the kids, which
In
I
the
know that I'm
future.
yeah, I know it's a long shot, but I just wish that the kids now would know so much more than we were taught,
Mhm.
because we were just taught the basics of King Tut and
Right.
King Tut and cartoons, and that's all we knew was King Tut basically. And
Right.
paper mache Egyptian hats and walk like an Egyptian songs and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
So Egypt has been in the culture for
For a long time.
decades,
Mhm.
but now it's time for the Kushites, the 25th dynasty, to get into the culture.
Yeah, they gotta come out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fine. Anything else
This
that
damn. I'm sorry. It's like my tablet.
it's okay. The show is almost over with. is, is there anything is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or that stood out to you?
No, I pretty much and also I got my friend, so I'm
Oh yeah, I need to get that friend too.
good.
But yeah, so that's our show. It's a quick show. But yeah, like I
Very
said, I
quick.
I agree with you. I wish that so the documentary again is called Lost Kingdom of the Black Pharaohs, and it's
Mhm.
on Discovery Plus, but I don't know where else it is. But I wish that there was a part two to this, because I would like to go further with it. But you can look on YouTube and they have a lot of stuff. Just look up 25th Dynasty, Egypt. Then you'll find some things on it. But yeah, so subscribe and like to our show. You can also follow us on Facebook, Two Blurred Girls Podcast. And the war is still going on. Do your support to support the people of Ukraine. Hashtag stand with Ukraine. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Two Blurred Girls underscore podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Two Blurred Girls Podcast, and you can also see all the videos we have done. Um, please watch them and listen to our podcast as well. You can follow us on Twitch, Two Blurred Girls Podcast. And as I mentioned, we have an audio podcast. We're on
Mhm.
Apple, we are on Google, we're on iHeartRadio, we are on Anchor, we're on Goodpods. And we are also on Amazon Music and Audible and other places as well. So subscribe
Yes.
to basically both. You can see us, but you can also listen to our beautiful, majestic voices.
Yes. You can also hear my muffled voice too,
Yeah,
since
you can
I
listen to our
refuse.
voice and then you can listen to us cuss like sailors, and it's so much fun.
Yes. Love it.
Ugh. Yes, I know. We're on Amazon Music. Yeah, so that's our show. Not sure what we doing next Friday, but we'll wing it and we'll let you guys know. But follow us on our social media platforms and we'll let you know what we're gonna do. How about that?
Mhm.
All
How
right.
about them apples?
Yes. So we are signing off. We did pretty good coming back our first day. Thank you to everyone for bearing with us.
Shit.
And we'll
Sorry.
see.
My tablet knocked
Potty
over.
mouth.
Fell.
But yeah, we
My
thank you
bad.
everyone for bearing with us while we were away. And tune in next Friday and look out for, all our promos on all our social media sites, and that will tell you what we're gonna discuss next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have to say.
Bye, y'all.
But we love you guys for watching and listening. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Thank you.